Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English and IELTS Mastery Hub, where learning English is easy, effective, and enjoyable. I'm Elena.
Hi, Elena, and hello to all our wonderful learners around the world. It's great to be here again.
It's great to see you, Tom. How are you today?
I'm doing really well, thank you. I had a productive morning and I feel quite relaxed now. I managed to finish a report I was working on, so that's a weight off my shoulders. And you, Elena, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I woke up early, enjoyed a quiet cup of coffee, and took a short walk. The park was almost empty, and the air was really fresh. It was a peaceful start to the day.
That sounds perfect. A calm morning often sets the tone for a positive day. Gives you a chance to gather your thoughts before the busy part of the day begins.
It really does. Now, before we dive into today's topic, let's quickly remind our listeners how they can support English and IELTS Mastery Hub.
Yes, let's do that. First of all, if you're enjoying this podcast and finding it helpful for your studies, please click the like button. It's a small action for you, but it sends a big signal to the podcast platforms that we're creating youthful content.
It really helps other learners discover the show. And don't forget to subscribe. That way, you'll always know when a new episode is available, and you can keep building your vocabulary step by step, week by week. You won't miss a thing.
Exactly. Consistency is so important when you're learning a language. Subscribing just makes it easier to stay on track. It really helps us grow this learning community.
Absolutely. And finally, if you find our lessons useful, please share them with your friends or classmates who are also learning English or preparing for IELTS. Maybe you have a study group or a friend who is also aiming for a high score.
Right, learning together can be much more effective and fun. Thank you all so much for your support. We truly appreciate every single like, subscription, and share.
We certainly do. All right, Tom, are you ready for our topic today?
I'm ready. I have a good feeling about this one. What are we talking about?
Today, we're going to talk about feelings and emotions, how we feel in everyday life.
Feelings. That's a big topic, but a really important one. Happy, sad, tired, excited. There's a whole range of emotions we experience every single day, sometimes all in one day.
Exactly. Many people, when asked, "How are you?" just say, "I'm fine," or "I'm okay." It becomes automatic, but there are so many more precise ways to describe how we feel.
Right, and using more accurate words is not only more honest, it also makes your English sound much more natural, especially in IELTS speaking. The examiner wants to hear a range of vocabulary, and this is a perfect area to show what you know.
Let's start with a positive emotion, happy. We both said we were feeling good and happy today. What is something that makes you feel happy, Tom?
A simple thing is receiving a kind message from a friend. Just a, "Hey, how are you?" Or maybe they send the funny picture. It can really brighten my day. It shows someone is thinking of you.
I love that. It's such a small gesture, but it can completely change your mood. For me, finishing all my tasks for the day makes me feel happy and relieved. It's that feeling of accomplishment.
Yes, that feeling of, "Okay, I'm done," is fantastic. You feel light, free, and satisfied. You've earned your evening relaxation. Another thing that makes me happy is listening to my favorite music, especially if I'm walking or on the bus. It's like having a soundtrack to your life.
Oh, absolutely. It can make a boring commute feel like an adventure. And my cat makes me happy too. She does funny, silly things that make me laugh. Yesterday, she tried to fit into a tiny box and just looked so ridiculous.
Pets are wonderful for that. They're very good at lifting our spirits. And there are levels of happiness, right? You can be pleased with a good result on the test. You can be content just sitting with a cup of tea. Or you could be thrilled or ecstatic if you get amazing news, like winning a competition.
That's a great point. So happy is a great general word, but thinking about the intensity can give you even more specific vocabulary. So happy is a great feeling. What about the opposite?
The opposite would be sad. And it's important to remember that it's perfectly okay to feel sad. Everyone feels sad from time to time. It's a natural human emotion.
Of course, it's a normal part of life. We can't be happy all the time. What is a situation that makes you feel sad?
I feel sad when I miss my family. They live in a different city, so sometimes I really miss talking to them face to face. Video calls are great, but it's not the same as sharing a meal together.
I completely understand that. Missing people you love is a real reason to feel sad. For me, I feel sad when a close friend is sick or going through a difficult problem. You want to help, but sometimes you can only offer support.
Yes, because you care about them and you want them to be okay. It's a feeling of empathy. Also, finishing a really good book or TV series can make me feel a little bit sad. You get so attached to the characters and then it's over.
I know that feeling. It's like saying goodbye to friends. And there are also small situations. For example, if I make plans with a friend and they have to cancel at the last minute, I understand, but I still feel a bit disappointed.
Me too. You get ready to go out, maybe you're already looking forward to the conversation, and then suddenly the plan changes. It's a little disappointing, a mild kind of sadness. It's not a big problem, but your mood dips a little.
Exactly. So, disappointed is a great word for when your expectations aren't met. Let's talk about another very common feeling, especially after a long day of work or school.
You must mean tired.
Yes, tired. I think we all know this feeling very well, perhaps too well.
Definitely. Waking up very early for a meeting or a flight makes me tired for the whole day. Even if I go to bed early, that shock of the alarm clock in the dark is tough.
Oh, yes, that 6 a.m. alarm is not a pleasant sound. I think my alarm and I are not friends.
Mine either. For me, a very busy day with lots of errands and meetings makes me tired. When I have to move around to different places and do many things, I feel exhausted by the end of the day.
I know that feeling. Your legs feel tired, your brain feels tired. You just want to sit on the sofa and not move. You feel heavy.
Exactly. You turn into a statue on the sofa. And then there's the tired you feel after exercise. It's a good kind of tired, where your muscles are sore, but you feel like you've achieved something.
That's true. That's a satisfying kind of tired. Also, studying can make you tired. When you read and read for a long time or try to solve a difficult problem, your brain says, okay, that's enough for today.
That's so true. It's a different kind of tired, mental tiredness. Your body might be fine, but your mind feels foggy and slow. You can't take in any more information.
Exactly. So we can talk about physical tiredness and mental tiredness, which is a useful distinction for IELTS speaking. You could say, after the exam, I wasn't physically tired, but I was mentally drained. Drained or worn out are also great synonyms for very tired.
Exhausted is another one for extreme tiredness. Okay, here's another feeling. What do you call the feeling you get at around 1 p.m. when you haven't had lunch yet?
I know that one very well. That is hungry.
Yes, I get very hungry if I skip breakfast. My stomach starts making noises and I find it hard to concentrate. My brain just thinks about food.
Me too. It's not a pleasant feeling to be very hungry. It makes it difficult to focus on work or study. When I'm hungry, I often crave something spicy, like a big burrito with rice, beans, and salsa, or spicy noodles with lots of vegetables. Just thinking about them makes me hungry again.
That burrito sounds amazing. I usually want a grilled chicken salad when I'm really hungry. Something fresh with crunchy lettuce and cucumber, but still filling because of the protein. If I eat something too heavy for lunch, like pasta, I feel sleepy afterward.
That's a smart choice. So, when you describe being hungry, you can also talk about the specific food you crave. This gives more detail and richer vocabulary. Sometimes, if I get too hungry, I get hangry, a mix of hungry and angry.
I know that feeling. It's when your patience is very low because you need food. That's a great informal word.
Okay, that sounds delicious. And what about the feeling when your mouth is dry and you really want to drink?
That's thirsty. After exercise, I'm always incredibly thirsty. My body just craves water to rehydrate.
Yes, after a run or a workout, you really need water. Sometimes I really want iced lemon water with a slice of fresh lemon or coconut water to feel refreshed. If it's a very hot day, iced lemon water is my best friend.
That sounds so refreshing. Even on a very hot day, just sitting outside, it's easy to feel thirsty, and I often reach for sparkling water or a cold sports drink. The fizzy bubbles in sparkling water make it feel extra refreshing somehow.
So again, you don't just say, I'm thirsty. You can add details, what you want to drink and why. You might be thirsty for a cold drink on a hot day or a warm drink like tea on a cold day. That's perfect for everyday conversation and for IELTS answers.
Good point. We've covered some basic feelings. What about a stronger one? For example, when you're running to the bus stop and you see the bus pull away just as you get there.
Oh, in that moment, I feel angry or maybe frustrated. It's that feeling of, oh no, you have to be kidding me.
Yes, angry is a good word here. It's a hot, intense feeling. Frustrated is also perfect. It means you feel upset because you're unable to change or achieve something. You can't make the bus come back.
That's a great distinction. I also feel angry when things don't work properly. For example, when my computer is extremely slow and I have a lot of urgent work to do.
Oh, that is the worst. You click and you wait and wait. It makes me feel impatient and a bit angry too. Or when the Wi Fi keeps disconnecting during an important online meeting. So frustrating.
Me as well. Another situation is when I try to explain something important and the other person isn't listening. They're just staring at their phone. That makes me feel angry and annoyed. It feels rude and you feel that your time isn't valued.
Yes, annoyed is a good word for a lower level of anger. You might be annoyed by a mosquito in your room, frustrated by a slow computer, and angry if someone is rude to you. And if the anger is very, very strong, you might feel furious.
That's a helpful scale. So, angry is another feeling that everyone experiences. The key is to recognize it and handle it in a healthy way.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about a fun feeling. The feeling you have before a holiday or before the weekend.
Oh, that's a great feeling. It's excited. I love feeling excited. This Friday, a good friend is coming to visit me, and I'm really excited about that. We haven't seen each other in months.
That's wonderful. You have something enjoyable to look forward to, so you feel excited. I get that feeling before going to a concert. The anticipation of seeing a favorite band live is just fantastic.
Yes, or when I'm going to try a new restaurant, especially when I've heard great things about.
Me too. You look at the menu online and imagine all the delicious food. Sometimes I already know what I'll order by the time I arrive. You feel that positive energy, that sense of looking forward to something.
Exactly. It's a very happy, energetic feeling. You feel like you can't wait. You might think, is it Friday yet? Or I wish it was Saturday already.
That's it. It's a very positive, future-focused feeling. I like it a lot.
Now, what about a feeling that is not so positive, like when you hear a loud, sudden clap of thunder at night?
In that situation, I would feel scared, especially if I was home alone.
Yes, scared. A sudden, loud noise can make you feel scared. Your heart beats faster and your body feels tense. Or watching a scary movie can definitely make you feel scared.
Oh, definitely. Or for example, if you're walking and a big dog starts running towards you barking loudly. Even if it's friendly, for 1 second, you feel scared.
That's a great example. You don't know what will happen, so you feel nervous and scared. Public speaking is another thing that makes many people feel scared, or at least very nervous.
That's a very common one. So it's a feeling that tells our body to be careful and pay close attention. It's our brain's alarm system. If you're extremely scared, you might say you are terrified or petrified.
Right, like in a horror movie, you might be terrified. That's a helpful way to look at it.
Here's the situation. You're at the doctor's office, waiting and waiting. Your appointment was 30 minutes ago. How do you feel?
I feel bored, very bored, and maybe a little bit annoyed as well.
Yes, waiting with nothing to do is the textbook definition of bored. Time seems to move so slowly.
It is. You read all the old magazines, you check your phone 100 times, and you still have more time to wait. I also feel bored when I have to do the same easy task again and again, like data entry or folding laundry.
Oh yes, a repetitive chore. Your mind just switches off because it's not being challenged, or sitting in a class or a meeting that you find completely uninteresting. That can be very boring.
Definitely. So, what do you do when you're bored?
I try to listen to a podcast like this one, or I might call my mom if it's a good time, just to turn that dead time into something productive or social.
Good ideas. I try to read a book on my phone or learn a few new words using a vocabulary app. Anything to keep my brain active and engaged.
Exactly. One more feeling. What is the feeling when you see a friend in the supermarket and you didn't know they were in town?
Oh, I feel surprised, pleasantly surprised.
Yes. Wow, Tom, what are you doing here? That feeling.
It's a great feeling, a happy surprise. Your eyes get wide and you smile. It's a nice little shock.
I also feel surprised when someone gives me an unexpected compliment, like, I really like your presentation, or that color looks great on you.
Oh, that's a lovely surprise. It can make your whole day better. Surprises don't have to be big parties or huge gifts. They can be small, kind moments.
It really can. A surprise is simply something you didn't expect. It can be big or small, positive or negative. Surprise test is usually not a good surprise, but the key idea is that it's unexpected. If you are very surprised, you might say you are astonished or amazed.
That's right. You would be amazed by a magician's trick, for instance. Tom, this is a fantastic list of feelings. We've covered a wide range.
It is, and all our examples come from ordinary everyday life. These are feelings and situations that everyone, everywhere can relate to.
Exactly. This is so helpful because now our listeners can say more than, I'm fine, thanks. They have a whole toolbox of words to choose from.
I hope so. They can say, I'm a bit tired today, or I'm really excited about the weekend. It instantly gives the other person a clearer picture of your state of mind.
It makes conversations much more interesting and more genuine. You connect with people when you express yourself clearly.
You really do. When you share how you truly feel, it helps other people understand you better. And let's bring it back to IELTS. This is great practice for IELTS speaking Part 1 and Part 2. Questions often ask about your personal experiences, and those always involve feelings.
I agree completely. For example, the examiner might ask, describe a journey that didn't go as planned. Instead of just saying, it was bad, you can say, I was so frustrated because we missed our train and I felt quite anxious about being late. That's a much higher level answer.
Exactly. And it's good to remember that all these feelings are normal. Nobody is happy all the time. It's unrealistic to expect that.
That's the most important point. It's okay to have a day when you feel sad, angry, or bored. Accepting these feelings is part of being human.
Exactly. And the next day you might feel happy or excited. Feelings change just like the weather. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it's cloudy.
That's a perfect analogy. So, Tom, how are you feeling right now after our conversation?
I'm feeling really happy and very satisfied. I think this was a useful discussion, and I'm still a little hungry for that grilled chicken salad we talked about. How about you?
I feel great. I'm happy we talked about this, and I'm excited for our listeners to start using these new words in their daily conversations. And yes, that burrito is definitely on my mind for lunch.
Me too. I think this was a wonderful chat, and it seems we're at the end of our episode.
I think we are. Time flies when you're having fun and when you're talking about something interesting.
It certainly does. So to all our listeners, we have a question for you.
Yes, we do. We'd love for you to practice. Please write your answer in the comment section. How are you feeling today?
You can choose any feeling we talked about. Try to be more specific than just fun. For example, I feel happy because I finished my homework. Or I'm a little tired after a long week.
Or I'm excited about the weekend. I'm feeling a bit bored today. Give it a try. There's no wrong answer. We really want to hear from you.
We really do. And if you found this episode helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to English and IELTS Mastery Hub.
And don't forget to share this episode with your friends who are learning English or preparing for IELTS.
Thank you all so much for being here with us.
Yes, thank you for listening. Keep practicing, keep expanding your vocabulary, and we'll talk to you next time.
Bye for now.
Goodbye, everyone.